My name is Richard Fox. I'm from Queens, New York. I, in my adolescence, had gained some weight as a kid, say from my second grade to high school. I basically progressively became not an obese child, but relatively heavy. My father set a great store by looks, by what one looked like, the appearance. He came from a family of good-looking folk, and it meant a lot to him. And he wanted that for me. And being slightly overweight, and then more than slightly overweight as I got older, affected him. He got very annoyed about it. And he would taunt me pretty consistently. You're getting too fat, what are you doing? You could be attractive, don't look like this. Why are you doing this? You look awful. And I finally had enough, just listening to all this and the things that I had to deal with. And so I basically, I starved myself. I did anything I could. I had a break in my head and said, that's it. I'm going to just stop this. I'm going to lose a lot of weight. And so I forced myself big time. I did anything I could between, purging, just not eating or eating too much and purging or whatever. But it just went down, and a lot. I went from, I want to say 178 pounds to 118 pounds in roughly 2 to 3 months' time. And my father was very happy about it. And years later, I went to him. We had an argument, and I said, that period was absolutely horrendous for me. I almost died. And it put the cap on it, because he basically said to me, the end justifies the means. And he was very clear about it, that it didn't matter what you went through, it was worth it. And that really hurt big time. But what made all this, to me, poignant was, that was now 1979, turning into 1980, and I realized I was gay. I came out at 20, and, I decided to do something about it. I decided to explore. I found that my college had a gay club. It was off campus, and I decided to join it. My first boyfriend had, I believe, dropped me off at my house, and my father got to meet him. And that precipitated him asking me, are you gay? Are you gay? And, when he found out I was gay, he asked me, as I say, and I said this, and he said, well, why did you tell me? Why did you tell me? Well, because you asked. You asked. And he said, well, it's not the answer I wanted. Okay, well, but that's the answer you're getting. And he says, well, how dare you, basically. He actually was going that route. It's like, how could you hurt me like this? I want to kill myself. I feel like committing suicide right now, being told that you're gay. I just don't really know what precipitated his anger towards it, other than the fact that he just had an image of what I should be, and I just didn't measure up. He passed away when I was 35, so it was like 15 years after the coming out. So I would say we were never, I would say we became at a better place, but it never fully resolved itself. Not completely, but we did try to make peace. It wasn't all bad. He actually was a very funny man. I mean, that's where I got my really silly sense of humor from my dad, because with all the nonsense, he had a very light side. He had a very whimsical side. And I just wished he had been a little more like that with me, and not all the heavy-duty stuff. It would have been nice. It would have made things a little bit easier.